Welcome back to the channel, lads. This is going to be a sprue tour or a kit review of the DoraWings Miles Master Mark 1. I don't know much about this particular aeroplane, got to be honest with you, but I've heard lots of good things about the DoraWings kit, so we thought we'd take a chance and see what she's like. Proctor Percival looks quite nice, doesn't it? Percival Proctor even. A couple of things that they do. There's nothing else in the box there. It's I've had a look in the box, obviously, previously, so it's not much of a surprise. But I'm just a bit concerned. It looks a little bit out of scale. I don't know what it is, but it looks a little bit. Some bits are really tiny. But anyway, we'll get into that. There it is. Look, we'll. It's a bit noisy, so we'll debag this and we'll get into it. Right, so if we start obviously with the instructions, obviously on the front is the kit. It looks like a bit like actually the old Master. It looks a little bit like a cross between a Hurricane and a Harvard, doesn't it? It is a training aircraft, so that would there's a lot about the that look of it. You get a call out chart at the back here, which is quite good. You know, use what you want to use, isn't it? I wouldn't get too hung. If you're a beginner and you've stumbled across this video, don't worry about trying to get exact colours. That's the advice I'd give. There's been many arguments and waste of life, people's lives, just banging on about getting the exact colours. Just pick a manufacturer, whichever one you use, pick the colour in it. I won't worry about it too much. Anyway, enough about that. It's a glossy instructions, quite nice, look quite clear, but there is a lot going on. You get like a little map of the sprues, which is quite good. Also get some PE and a mass set. There's just quite a lot going on in this kit, which draw me to it, to be honest with you. So the cockpit, as you can see, is quite busy. There's quite a lot going on. So obviously we're starting off with some throttle quadrants here. Then I'm going to build the seat up. You do get some seat belts in with the PE, which is great news. It's a bit like a Profi pack. The old Profi pack kits, the Edward Profi ones, they used to always come with resin. Now this one's coming with obviously some PE, a mass set, so it's a little bit similar. So as you can see, the cockpit, there is quite a bit going on there. Look, then builds up quite nicely. We've got some sidewall detail to go in. That's separate. That looks quite nice. Pretty basic. I say pretty basic, pretty standard build up. There's nothing here that's going to be massively worrying, I wouldn't have thought. So you can see the wings are going onto the bottom of the fuselage. Obviously that's always going to be an interesting fit to see what it's like. Two types of canopy, or is that one that's just open, possibly? It does actually check your references on that one. Undercarriage, which is always a bit of a struggle for me personally. Builds up quite nicely. We've got 24 parts to 25 parts to get it into paint, so it looks really nice. Unusual looking thing, as you can see. So we get the two schemes. It's the 8th Flight Training School at Cranfield, and then we get another one with the Fleet Air Arm. Oh right, that's quite interesting, especially for me. I like a bit of Fleet Air Arm stuff. Yellow underneath, which denotes it's going to be a trainer. Although I do like the Fleet Air Arm, I do kind of like this high scheme here with the yellow coming up under the fuselage. That's quite nice indeed. To be honest with you lads, I do apologise, I did miss off two other schemes in the instructions. So we've got the first two there, which we've looked at, and then we've got two other schemes here. One of them is the very first, what looks like to be the prototype of the Master Mark 1. Again with the high demarcation line, which is quite nice. Again, looks like you get a choice of using the decal with the yellow surround or not, and then which is always good, I suppose. And then it is the second one, which is the box scheme, which is that one there, which is quite nice as well. Although I'm looking at this one here with the yellow wingtips, which is lovely. That might be the one actually. We've got silver spinner, which will offset quite nicely. We do like prototypes and early types of aircraft, so it could well be that one. 1938, lovely, fits in with very early Spits and Hurricanes, lush. So yeah, that's pretty good. So if we come on to these decals, well, I'll say these decals. In this bag here, we have got decals and we've got the PE. So I think we ought to get this out really. Decals seem very small. That might be just me. They look quite thin. You get a decal for the instrument panel. That was quite nice actually. And then with the roundels, look, they look okay. Look in register. What we've got to do though, two things here. We've got to match that yellow because it's part of obviously the yellow scheme, or you cut them out and then you can use whatever yellow you like. So there's two ways of going about that. Both are slightly annoying. I think I would have had these, as you get separate ones here, I would have had these without the yellow personally, but there you go. But the decals look okay, they look quite nice. Nice and flat, nice and thin. Carafilm is there, but you know. And then in this little bag, we do have, very, very handy, because there's quite a lot of glazing to sort out. We do have a nice vinyl mask. I don't know how that's going to work, but at least they've had a go at giving you one, which is brilliant news. And then we do get 2 sheets of PE, which is always a bit of a bonus. Here are your seat belts, and we've got some intakes for the engine here, and on this one we've got well, I've got some other bits and pieces. Obviously you have to go through the instructions and find out what they are. This is going to be some of the internals for the quadrants, I would have thought, throttle quadrants. And this one here, these here, I don't know what these are for. We should have had a look at the instructions, I guess. As I say, the decals look great, and you do get a mass set, which is always a bonus. So if we get into the meat of the kit now, obviously this is the plastic, fuselage. Okay, so we've got very refined lines, very nice, very subtle. You're looking at this Airfix, boys. This is the way to do it. No riveting. Riveting, well, I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm a little bit indifferent to it, to be honest. There's a little bit riveting around the engine area. If you wanted to put it in, you can. If you wanted to take it out, it's a bit of a pain. So, but anyway, that looks really nice. And on the inside, we've got a bit of the frame in here. That looks really nice. You can see that. Obviously we've got another section to go on here. That looks lush. And then this part here is for the, you can get that, this part here is for the canopy. That looks really nice, that one does. So onto the wings. We know what these are. These are wings. Again, these are the same. Nice refined lines and no riveting. You'd have to just check any references to see actually how that, if these were heavily riveted or if the rivets were pronounced. That looks really nice. Polish on the inside as well. It doesn't feel like a small short run kit. It's got that feel to it. The plastic's got that feel to it. and it looks like classic airframes type of plastic and look to it and feel to it. Now that isn't a bad thing at all. Nice dehedral on there as well, look. That's lovely. That isn't a bad thing at all. Almost gull wing like. I like this. This is nice. Now this is nice. I'm liking this kit. Onto some cockpit parts and the rudder. Again, look inside the cockpit and nice refined detail. That's really nice. Got some, are they 2-part ailerons there, look. 1 part for the tailplane, and that's the internal framing, the extra that you've got to put in. That takes a wash, lovely. This is becoming a real nice aircraft. No idea how it goes together, of course. And also the way that the rudder fits together. Obviously this part fits inside here. I'm hoping that joint will be nice and tight so you don't have to do any filling, but that does mean that you get a nice edge to the back of it, which is great. Really good. Small pieces here, and I say small, they're tiny. It does look small for 48 scale, I've got to admit. Wheel hubs, you've got a choice of wheel hubs. Check your references, check which kit you're doing, I would imagine. Very, very thin, probably in scale. Undercarriage parts here, the push rods, you know what I mean. Yokes, they'd be nice and easy to get out off them sprue gates. Parts for the cockpit. These are the quadrants we keep banging on about. We get P bits on there. Probably plan to do the seat there. Yeah, and bombs. It can be bombed up, this aircraft. Obviously there'd be dummy bombs. This is a trainer. That is a sheet of small parts. Not looking forward to taking these off, that's for sure. And then the final grey sprue. We've got the spinner. Does seem small. The spinner, and then we've got some exhausts which aren't drilled out, which wouldn't take much of a bother to drill them out. The prop. There's no flash on any of this. Looks quite nice and smooth. And there's no flash. I can't see any awful ejector pins to get rid of. No flash. There you go. It makes me look a right clown. There's a bit of flash on the undercarriage wheel surrounds, and the instrument panel is very nice. So you can use the decal or dry brush. Lovely. Or maybe a bit of both. So yeah, that's a good little sprue. Nice one. And then finally we've got the glazing in its own separate bag, which is a bit of a bonus. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, well, yeah, it's okay, it's clear. There's a bit of a shake to it. You'd probably want get it open as much as you can. There are 2 types of canopy, of course, and have to, yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's the best I've ever seen, but it's certainly serviceable. You can see through it all right, but it's just a bit of a, it does shake around a little bit. So all in all, guys, I think it's a nice little kit, this. Lots to it, nice, unusual subject you don't see every day. I mean, Airfix aren't going to come out with this. Tamiya certainly aren't. So fair play to DoraWings for bringing this out onto the market, and I think it's going to build up to be a nice little aeroplane. Well done, lads.